What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MLG Summer Invite. You're watching the first semi-final between QXC and Xenocider. Congrats for being on time. If you're just now joining us, you're a little late, but you don't have to go to the assistant principal to get a pass. I'm okay with you being a little late, but make sure you tell your friends what's going on.
That's right. Of course, we saw QXC take down that first game, but it is the best of three. Xenocider
that was a good first game, man.
It was a really fun first game. Second map is going to be Neo Planet S.
Yes.
I'll get right into it, see if Xenocider can make this comeback here. Of course, this will be a smaller map than Belshir Vestige. A little bit more prone to some type of two-base orientated play, whereas on Belshir, there was some Hellbat drops and stuff, but then we saw both players take that third base fairly quickly.
Of course, Neo Planet S, as you said, it's very, it being a small map is very positional based. Like Belshir Vestige is kind of the same way. Like it is a smaller-ish map compared to others, as far as each player's probably going to get 5 bases if they want. Whereas the 5th base is the hardest one to take because it's the other player's 6th base, right? That's kind of the characteristic behind Belshir Vestige.
I guess technically there's more bases on this map than Belshir.
There are.
Are there? There's 12 instead of 10.
Yeah. So expansion-wise, it's bigger, but again, space-wise, it's smaller. So it's easier to launch attacks onto these extra expansions. Yeah, but a lot of great maps are produced, or a lot of great games are produced on this map. So we'll see what happens.
Nobody do anything too crazy. No proxy Marauder builds, no proxy double barracks Marine builds. Those are 2 builds you see in TVT pop up from time to time. Of course, 2 barracks Marine is pretty much designed to counter a proxy Marauder build, or command center first. Whereas proxy Marauder is a little more versatile, and it can play out okay against some other openings as well. If your opponent tries to get a fast add-on, they go Reaper first. Well, actually, proxy Marauder is probably pretty bad against Reaper first. They just send it to your base and defend with SCVs maybe. But yeah, so there's a couple options here. We can see Xenocider checking for some proxy buildings, or maybe, no, he's going to build 2 barracks. This is going to be a Reaper base attack. Very, very heavy Reaper aggression coming in from Xenocider. Pretty cool to see builds like this because it's so much down to micro and perfecting that execution. One thing that's very tricky about this build is that every Reaper is so important. If you lose for your first Reaper, this build is basically dead. Because the whole idea is you get to a point where you have 4 Reapers and they only have maybe 3 total barracks units. You focus those down quickly, and then, of course, you can just micro away from SCVs very easily. And you want to do a good amount of damage before more than maybe 1 Hellion comes out, if at most 1 Hellion.
Yeah, the element of surprise is huge with something like this, with the Reapers. If your opponent knows this is happening, it's not out of reach to be able to defend against it. Now, QXC did scout with an SCV, so he spotted 2 supply depots and a barracks. But again, that's not going to tell him much. He did not swing anything up to the north side of the map to spot that additional proxy barracks. But he is being a little bit guarded here. His 2 Marines going to be on this ramp, up to 3 Marines at this point. Is this a safe number to deal with what's about to come at him?
I mean, it can deal with 1 Reaper. It can kind of deal with 2 Reapers, and that's exactly what we saw last game. But building this reactor is very dangerous right now. There's no factory even started yet. In fact, Xenocider's got, I think, a great opportunity to do a lot of damage.
Keep that Reaper alive. Oh, God. He scared me. Sorry.
He's got to hit once he has 3 Reapers.
Yeah.
Looks like he did find that one, and 2 more joining the party. So he's going to have 3 Reapers here against only 3 Marines. This SCV in the command center will die. QXC is going to have to try to pull some more SCVs to help tank.
It's 3 Reapers versus 3 Marines. Who wins? Good job, Xenocider, pulling that weakened Reaper away, and now we're down to 2 Reapers. SCV's going to die. The weakened Reaper staying alive. 2 Marines are going to be on the way, and we are going to see some SCVs pulled here from QXC to try to deal with this.
He absolutely has to, but now there's still 3 Reapers, and there's only going to be 2 Marines now instead of before there were 3. What makes matters worse is more Reapers are crossing the map.
He's in his production.
Oh, if he can prevent the factory from finishing, the factory builds anti-Reaper units.
This is a disaster for QXC. Xenocider has yet to lose a unit, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He might have lost
one
SCV.
One SCV. Units lost there.
Like
50.
Very close to a perfect game here for Xenocider. And this is just a build thing. If QXC adjusts a little bit, he can deal with this. But now It's 4 Reapers versus 2 Marines. Oh, we lost a Reaper.
Lost 1 Reaper, but he's still going to clear up all of this.
Oh my god.
The factory was able to finish.
Okay.
I think the damage might be enough now. I mean,
yeah.
Xenocider is going to actually get his expansion done before QXC because QXC can't even finish that command center on the low ground.
Just trying to get SCV kills at this point. Looks like he doesn't mind losing the rest of his Reapers. He's like, okay, you guys did your job. Why don't you go die?
I would say they did their job pretty well. In fact, there's 2 more coming in here. Hellions going to chase those 2 guys away, but still this command center unfinished. And now Xenocider is adding 3 more barracks. He might just actually Reaper this one to a closing line. 4 SCVs on gas. Really wants to make sure he can afford those Reapers, I guess.
He's still making Reapers?
Yeah, I mean, he's ahead enough. Why not? I mean, he can do it every once. It's the fastest way to close it out.
I guess.
I mean, the worker count right now is 23 to 11. Orbital's halfway done. QXC actually started the command center way before Xenocider, but he just wasn't able to build it. The Reapers can't kill the first SCV, and he could never get another SCV down there to finish the job.
All right, so now QXC marching out with a couple of Hellions and Marines. He realizes his position. He realizes he has to get damage done somehow. 5 Reapers in production at a time from Xenocider. This is a little bit, we're entering the call me maybe stage where it's that crazy.
This is going to be pretty funny. They're going to walk right. These Marines are going to like, well, this is not good
yeah,
for us.
Dead.
Yeah, absolutely massacred. You cannot run from those. Excuse me, 2 Hellions coming up here to support, but against 5 Reapers, you have to get the money shots off. Oh, they get a decent shot off.
This reminds me of micro tournament. This is one of the things. There's like 2 Hellions versus a slew of Reapers. You remember
now there's 4 Hellions. He needs to reinforce with those extra Reapers.
Oh, he just lost about 4 Reapers, didn't he?
I lost 2 Reapers.
Okay. And Hellions are faster than Reapers. Oh, God.
Oh, but now there's a whole slew of Reapers.
QXC
Run, Hellions. Run. If he can get up like 6, 7. Oh, that was a nice shot.
The high ground vision.
Yeah. He did lose a Hellion there, though.
Yeah.
Oh, another decent shot. Now 2 more Hellions come in. These Reapers are very low.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like,
you're right. I mean, with
like,
reactor Hellion production.
Yeah, it's like it's a point where like, okay, maybe he can do anything, but I don't know about this choice.
It definitely wasn't the most cost-efficient way of going about it. You remember, he was
fun,
up by like 800 units lost. He still is up by a bit, but the supplies are definitely closer.
And as far as units scaling up, Reapers don't really scale to the mid-late game. So
he's starting to add in Marines and Marauders and going for a Starport. So I think he's still in great shape. QXC's economy's been so bad that he's been unable to do anything but build SCVs and Hellions. Right? He has no Starport. He's not even mining gas actually. A 3rd command center. I kind of like that. Why not take a risk?
Yeah, I like it too.
In this situation, he doesn't know this, but Xenocider never built a 3rd command center.
Yeah.
Xenocider went to 5 barracks. He's just cranking out units like a crazy man.
You see?
Yeah.
QXC, like doing all this damage, you can also know, okay, you just spent a lot of resources on those Reapers, and I killed them all. So how are your upgrades doing? How is your unit production doing? How is your economy doing? Maybe not as good as it could have been, obviously, if you didn't make all those Reapers. So it's a math thing to a certain extent, and I think there is room for QXC to come back here.
There definitely is room. What's key is going to be the next 5 or 6 minutes. Once the first couple medevacs come out, how much damage can Xenocider get done onto QXC with his bioarming? It's going to scale very fast now. 2 tech labs. The production is getting very high. I don't think... he just started in Stim right now. No combat shields either, but he does have concussive shells done on these Marauders, so the Hellions have to be careful.
Can you glance at QXC's base? I want to see how much production QXC has compared to his opponent. Just a barracks and a factory.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just, oh gosh.
Just now adding...
So there's a gaping timing before these 3 barracks worth of production kick in, where Xenocider can potentially hit. But do you see him hitting before Stim?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he has medevacs. Why not? Right?
There it is.
In fact, this is a drop that's going to be very... QXC
it.
didn't see it either. He missed that.
Yeah, if QXC can hold this drop off, he's going to be a very happy man. But this is also a drop that can win Xenocider the game.
Okay, he's got 2 Marines and 2 Widow Mines against 2 medevacs. Full of units.
This might just be...
he's got a bunker. Unfortunately...
If QXC can hold this off, he's going to be happy. But no, that's going to make QXC very sad indeed.
There's no Stim.
This is a great push, though.
SCV mob.
A great move here from Xenocider coming into the main base with his Marines and Marauders. SCV is going to be forced to engage once again. This is a game where the SCVs of QXC definitely having to be incorporated a little bit more than they would have liked in the grand scheme of things. And look at these units are still alive.
And the Marauders just won't die.
Yeah.
They have a base
he's
armor
even look at this. He's
yeah, he's picking him up and dropping him, trying to be fancy. It's succeeding as well, actually. A very cost-efficient drop. I mean,
huge.
Workers killed is up to 36 now.
And units lost is probably...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The worker count is twice the amount for Xenocider as for QXC. And like I said, units lost is still looking bad for QXC even after all those Reaper kills.
What a nice play there from Xenocider. It was a kind of a situation where he had to do that in a sense, but it was also a situation where if QXC holds that off, like imagine if his Widow Mines were in his main or something, then QXC is like really back into the game. But as it stands, that did not go well at all for QXC, and he might be even further behind than he was in the beginning of this game.
And in fact, now there's stim pack moments from completing more reinforcements for Xenocider. He may try front bus, but he scans, sees the Widow Mine, backs away. Actually sees both Widow Mines with the scan. He's going to circumvent them with the Medivacs.
I don't know if QXC has seen this. And in fact, I don't think he has.
No, dropping right into the main again. This is Sicheng to support from the low ground as well.
Does QXC have any tanks? I don't even know if
he does have one, I think. But it was at the Naturals coming back right now.
This is going to be the end.
I mean, a tank is going to... Oh, it's just going to die to Marauders.
Yeah, this is going to be the end. There's the GG from QXC, and we have a series on our hands. Nick, you were telling me Xenocider's going to 2-0. Or QXC's going to 2-0.
I thought QXC would win. I didn't say 2-0, though. I think QXC has been looking so good lately.
Yeah.
And
we're
the first
tied
game,
now.
we are, and I mean, the first game Xenocider had the lead. QXC made the comeback and won.
Yeah.
This second game was just when QXC lost the first 3 Marines, the game was decided.
Yeah.
If he sees that coming, if he keeps his first 3 Marines back and maybe pulls some SCVs early, because the goal is you want to build up a good chunk of Marines. But if you lose the first 3 like he did on the low ground, for just killing a single SCV. It's kind of like a slippery slope thing. The snowball gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, pretty cool little tactic there in the early game there from Xenocider. That might be like a go-to on Planet S. It's definitely something I'm going to potentially try on the ladder. But Xenocider showing a lot of really good strength in this series so far. He was pretty far ahead in Game 1. QXC able to come back. Xenocider getting a lead in Game 2. QXC unable to come back, which means we're tied 1-1. Can Xenocider pull the upset, some might say, over QXC and take this next game over QXC, advance to the final? Guys, come next. It's Game 3 between Xenocider and QXC. This is the MLG Summer Invite. Don't go anywhere.